This is Jerome Kern, Tune of the Week 27, In Love in Vain. This is 27, so soon I will reach 30 videos, and that's what I'm gonna end these Jerome Kern series, and then I'm gonna move on with another composer in the American songbook tradition. And I have previously done 50 videos with Cole Porter tunes, all of which you can find on my Patreon page. So you get a tune a week if you join my Patreon page, and that's on top of all the bi-weekly lessons that I make with the PDFs and everything, and monthly Zoom Q&As and more. But today we're playing In Love in Vain. You know the drill. We'll play the melody together and then we'll trade solos. So let's go. I'll take a solo and you call. This is your solo. pretty straightforward. That's a pretty easy tune to learn, and I didn't find a lot of versions. I found a nice version with somebody named Rue Protzer. I'm butchering his name there. It's a German guitarist, I think, so I'll put a link to that record in the description. So this is one of those cases where the changes are, over the years, jazz musicians have played this tune and the changes have changed from what they were. I don't think that B flat going to E flat to A flat at the end there, when it's a 2-5 to the 4 chord, I don't think that's the original chord change. It's a G minor 7 flat 5 and C7 to F minor instead of, right? That works with the melody either way, so F minor and then A flat minor. So these changes came after, I think, the B flat minor, E flat. But I like those, so I included those because I like them. We don't have to worry about what the original chord changes are. Just be aware that people play different changes, their set of changes. I've heard people play the G minor 7 flat 5 to C7 to F minor, S, as well as E flat minor, E flat 7, E flat major. So when you have that thing with your 4 chord going to, that's a very common chord change. So many tunes have that. So 4 chord, sharp 4 diminished, and 1. You see many variations on that. It could be 4 minor, which is a very different chord than A diminished, but they function the same way. It's a same kind of passing feeling. Or it could be like here, instead of A diminished, it's A minor 7 flat 5 to D7, which is more of a bebop-y type chord change. So that's another thing that happened. Bebop musicians added their kind of chord changes on top of the previous chord changes that were more, earlier jazz has a lot of diminished chords in them, but the bebop musicians tended to turn those two diminished chords into 2-5s. And also this thing, the sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5 to 4 minor 3 to flat 3 diminished. It's not an original thing. That's one of those things that musicians tend to throw in. I did that on the gig yesterday, actually. We were playing this tune. There you can throw it in. People do that all the time when you have that chord change. So it's just a reharm or a substitute chord change that you can throw in. I did that at the end there. It's often very common to do that when the last note of a melody is the tonic. You can extend the ending with there it is. I'm playing a G minor with an E flat because the 3 minor is a tonic chord, you know, Barry Harris. When you see a minor 7 chord and it's the 3 chord of it in a key, it's actually functioning as a tonic. Then flat 3 diminished 2. I think those are triplets. So I wrote the melody very straight. You have to add rhythm to it. I think those could be triplets. that's the thing with jazz, right? You don't read the melody the way it's written on in a real book type chart. You add your own rhythms and phrasing to it. Unless you're playing with a big band situation or where there's many people playing the melody, then of course you would have to write it out the way you're gonna play it, or everybody will be playing. Which would be kind of boring, so that's why it's good to study big band charts and see how they write melodies. Big band charts of standards, and listen to big band music. But this is a tune you could add to your repertoire. You could bring this to your gig, and if you want to play a standard but not the most obvious standard, but it's not a crazy tune to learn. It's pretty straightforward. So that was In Love in Vain. I hope you liked it. I shall see you next time.